Bill, are you retired now?
No, July 1st.
Okay, so I got a little while in.
If Pete can make it that long.
Let's give it a few more minutes here. We have 5:30 here. Just give it a sec. Bill, are you back in Connecticut? Are you in your huge mobile home in Florida?
Now I'm in my office in Madison.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was a screensaver.
No, might be though. No, it's not.
That's real. I don't know. Yeah, no, look, that's a real. You're a real person. I was on a call with someone who had an avatar as the person. First time.
Nice.
I'm gonna call one of those 3D avatar things that Microsoft has in their Teams calls.
I've never
It's a little
seen one.
Yeah, it's a little creepy when you actually are on a call with someone who looks like an avatar. Waiting for Adam. Let's see. I think Nick is joining us too. Oh, there he is right there.
Hey, hi everybody. Adam, congratulations, and how is fatherhood going?
Thank you. It's going kicking and screaming with all possible implications of that statement.
You getting any sleep?
Yeah, my wife and I, we try to tag team as best we can. You know,
Great.
so it's going about as well as it can. So we're happy.
Great.
He's doing well in all the stats that really matter. His mom and dad's sleep is not one of those stats. So.
Congratulations, Adam.
Yeah.
Dealing with this group, you should be used to kicking and screaming.
Oh, you guys are great.
I'm sure compared to the good people of Mansfield, we're a piece of cake.
Well, Mansfield's great too.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they are. So I'd like to call the meeting order at 5:32 on February 5th, 2024. First item is public comment. Do we have any public out there with their hands raised?
Not with their hands raised, but we do have Robert Kowal, if I'm saying that correctly. That's on.
Yeah. So he's with Gilbane. It's a project.
Oh, okay. If you can bring him in.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we should do some introduction. I see Peter. I don't know if everyone's met Peter Anderson, so maybe we'll do a little quick intro to Peter and.
Yep, my name is Pete Anderson. I'm the new director of facilities at Stonington, Madison Public Schools. And I've been here going on week 5. It's been great. Love it. Honored to be here.
I know you have big shoes to fill in Bill's stead, but I'm sure you're up to the task.
Yep. I got it. Yeah, it's been quite an experience.
He's already taken over. He's already making some positive changes. Couple things that fell through the cracks he's picking up. So a lot of good stuff happening.
And he's got you to blame afterward when you leave. So it's like an ideal setup.
I'm ready to take the blame now. So, I have big shoulders. That perfect guy, I don't know him.
It's more fun blaming you when you're gone, Bill. Come on, you know how it works.
Yeah, that's fair game.
Yeah. Got it. And I know we have Robert from Gilbane. If you want to introduce Robert.
Yeah. So Rob Kowal. Rob, you can give a quick background if you'd like. Rob and I have worked on several projects together on the public school side. So he's been involved now. When did you start, Rob? Probably right after New Year's, right?
Yep.
Yep. So came on right after New Year's. He and Tim Mayu have been answering the litany of bid RFIs we've gotten. So it's a great opportunity for Rob to get into the job and learn the job going through all those bid RFIs. So happy to have him aboard, especially at this stage of the job, and looking forward to getting on site. So Rob, if you want to say any words about yourself, Bill.
Keep it quick, but just so been with Gilbane 20 plus years, so a lot of experience in public schools, public education. So just good to be on board. Look forward to getting to meet everyone.
Yeah, welcome to the team, Robert. So moving on to item number 3, approval of prior minutes, December 18th. Has it really been that long? Wow, went by fast. Would anyone like to make a motion? If you remember how to do that kind of thing?
Oh, sure. I'll make a motion. We approve
Okay.
them.
Have a second? Bob's with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That was unanimous. Old business, none. New business. So the drum roll, little suspense here for, I don't know who's going to break the news first. Maybe we'll start with Justin if you want to start off.
Well, I saw Adam wanting to jump in there, unmuting himself, so I won't steal his thunder. But I can tell you over the last month and a half, shortly after the approval from the Office of Grants Administration to proceed to bidding, we've been working closely with Gilbane and Colliers to address RFIs, addenda, and working with Rob and Nick through it all. So I'm sure Adam will want to jump in here and Nick to discuss what we had approximately $30 million in estimated bid packages, value in bid packages open last week, with the balance of them to be opened this Wednesday. So that's mostly my report, Mr. Chair. But anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season, and it's already February, so I can no longer say Happy New Year. But it's good to see everyone.
And the groundhog did not see a shadow on Friday,
right.
So it's all up from here. So
yeah.
So with that, I guess Adam, you're going to start us off.
Yeah, I'll jump in here, and then Nick can talk to specifics as they come into some of the packages and the type of stuff we're doing right now. But long story short is that the first round of bids came in pretty favorably. We're not going to say a number on the call because we're in the depths of scope review meetings between low bidders that sometimes were very, very low, questionably low in some cases, versus some packages that had a tighter spread. But all in all, it's looking pretty favorably in terms of the overall cost coming in. There's another set of packages, 5 more packages for a sizable chunk of money, 13 million, I think, or just a little thereover, of site packages, struck steel, drywall, and a couple others that are coming on Wednesday. So waiting to see what those come in. But suffice to say that the lion's share of the estimates have come in, or the estimated values come in, and it looks like it's trending under. To what extent that's what we're driving at for these scope review meetings. So in the same way that the first meeting when we'd have our SD estimate and our DD estimate, and you see how did it go, and give you this non-committal answer until after we got to the scope reconciliation meeting. This is that time right now where I'll say that it's going well, but we're not going to say how much under yet because it can, like I said, drastically change depending upon, did the low bidder have a responsive bid? Do we have to go to the next bidder that's sometimes $1 million more? That can swing things pretty drastically. To that point, though, there's very good potential that we'll be starting to talk about alternates and things of that nature about what the town wants to elect to put in the project from the alternate list. While the value of those obviously will depend upon which bidders get selected and what their alternate values were, or not selected, but which are the recommended to be selected bidders. That math will kind of come fast and furious, and the town will want to make quick decisions so that way we can get the packages finalized, get recommendations to award, and start moving and get the subs under contract. So after the meeting to the group, I'll send out the reminder list of what some of the alternates were and their rough scale of what the estimate would be. Obviously, they might drastically differ from what the bidders thinks the alternates cost, but just to give you a flavor so you can get the cobwebs out on what was put into the alternate list. And then work with the group via email about we may want to have special meetings, kind of sprinkled in over the next couple weeks or so to make sure that the contract documents and approvals and decisions flow as expeditiously as possible. The goal would be to get our full GMP contract done on or about the end of the month, Nick, I think we were talking about. So that way Gilbane can hit the ground running in March, both from a document side of things, as well as just in the field, getting things all lined up and starting to get moving. So there's more to come on that. And again, I'll communicate with the group via email in between meetings and potentially outreach on special meetings. Like I said, so we can keep things moving. But any questions on my very generic answer about things are good? Thumbs up so far.
Just one comment that Peggy would want me remind us all that the selectmen wanted us to go before we picked any alternates. She wanted us to make sure, because they gave us the $3 million, 3.8, I believe, just make sure that we run them by her first. So that was, and I promised we would do that before we picked anything. So I'm not sure where they stand with the high school budgeting. Seth, I don't know, do you know offhand what the where they stand with that?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Okay.
I just
So
had a question.
I'll reach out to her. I know Woody's town hall projects on the street now, I believe, right? But
Can I just ask a question though?
sure, of course.
Thank you. Adam, the bidding process, is that lowest responsible bidder, or is it best value to the town?
It's lowest bidder, so you can't just say we like this plumber and contractor more, so we're going to give it to them because we'll think they'll do a better job. And Nick can kind of Nick and Robert can talk to the scope review process and that kind of things, but ultimately it's low bid for what the scope is.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah. I think I agree with that. The town is the awarding authority, so Gilbane recommend who we think you should award to, which is 99% of the time, it's the low bidder, not another bidder that we feel is more qualified. But it does happen once in a while, but ultimately it's the town who says, yes, we concur, go ahead and award to these subs, and then we contract with them directly, not the town. So it's kind of funny how it boomerangs back and forth. But yeah, Connecticut procurement laws are a little bit different than some of our neighboring states like Rhode Island and Massachusetts, where if you're pre-qualified with the State Department of Administrative Services for that type of work, all you need to have is a low number and a bid bond. You don't need much more than that. So there are times, certain jobs, we see some low bids from contractors that we get nervous about in terms of their capabilities and their competency. But I don't think we have that at this point on this project from some of the low bidders we've seen. So it's been as Adam and Justin mentioned, it's been a good result so far, but certainly some work left to do to validate the low bids that we have received.
To that point, there may be some low bids that end up being seen as, they weren't inclusive, non-responsive, what have you. So those would get communicated through not only town procurement and the finance director, but also through the SBC in terms of confirming the town's intention to see a low bid as being, they requested to take their bid back or what have you, because there was a misscope element or something to that effect. So you may also see emails coming through in between meetings to that effect. So that way the process can keep moving. We come at the next meeting, there might be a quick vote to confirm that type of stuff. And I'll walk you through it, and Nick and Justin will be there as also to help. But that's the type of thing that we're kind of ironing out to ensure that when the town signs on the dotted line for the GMP or any early recommendations, it's vetted, everyone believes they're good to go, and we're in compliance with all procurement laws.
Beautiful. Did that answer your question, Seth? Good. So, Adam, Nick, do you want to expand further on anything, or did Adam steal all the thunder?
No, he and Justin stole the thunder. Yeah, if I was going to add anything, it's just that Adam mentioned scope reviews. So when we receive bids like we did last Wednesday, we set up a scope review with the lowest bidder. Adams and his team are involved. Justin and his team are involved and on the call as well. And we go through, depending on the trade package or the bid package, it's anywhere from an hour to 2.5, 3 hours. And we get pretty detailed with just confirming what scope they did include and making sure that they included what they were supposed to and didn't include what they weren't supposed to. And so that's really the focus right now for our team. And we're starting, I would say toward the end of this week, starting to pull the early components of our GMP, or our guaranteed maximum price, together that we will have issued to you by the end of this month. And as Adam mentioned, we did, there are a couple of quite, or I'd say very low bidders on a couple of packages, probably more than we typically see on a job. I wouldn't read any more into it than that. I think the bid documents were fine. A couple kind of new players to the game that have tried to get some work in this market, and it's not uncommon to see them kind of throw super high numbers in at it initially, or super low numbers, and then they, as we go through that scope review process, realize, oh wow, okay, I was supposed to include the gym floor too. I didn't realize that. Okay, so going through that process now, but yeah, things are looking very positive. I think that about sums it up.
Great. Thanks for all your hard work getting us to this point.
No, likewise, team effort.
I would, Graham, just a couple other points. The opioid side of things not related to bids. So just as a one-off, I did include in the packet, just for this group's reference, the 100% CD energy model that got submitted to Eversource, where we were tracking at 21 EUI versus the 25 target. So that's very good. So nothing really, no action item there. Just wanted to report back on the team's success from a sustainability target standpoint. And then the other component to all this, in addition to contracting for the main construction project, there also will be a host of items that comes down the line for the sort of construction make-ready procurement side of things. So we'll have contracts and RFPs and proposals and things coming up for stormwater monitoring and special inspection coordination and testing lab off a state contract. We'll have also likely an environmental consultant that will be coming on board. So just all these things that kind of be coming through. Again, that's what I'm doing, is managing all that and putting in front of the committee what needs to happen, when it needs to happen. But just as we're looking through for the next month and a half or so, it'll be, not as strenuous as when we were trying to get Gilbane and Tecton and BVH lined up. But there will be like I said, a potential need for special meetings and quick turnarounds on approvals and things, just to make sure we're being as expeditious as possible getting into construction.
Beautiful. Any other questions for Adam or Nick? Anyone?
I have one for Justin that relates to the rest of the crew. Justin, what was the estimated size of a photoelectric system to cover?
I knew you were thinking net zero. What do you?
Yeah.
Woody, I will, off the top of my head, I can't give you that information, but I will follow right back up with.
I think it was around 500 kW. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right, but I need to confirm that.
Okay, well, it's not that important, but I don't know if this is the appropriate time, Graham, but I don't believe we included a PV system as an alternate. And yet, right now, what I'm seeing for bids in comparable sized systems is around 2.25, maybe 235 a watt. So that means a 500 kilowatt system, which would make us a net zero school, would cost about $1.25 million, minus the 30% that we get a check back on the Inflation Reduction Act. So now we're down to 700,000, minus the new NRES program that the state, that Pura put in, which would reduce that further by purchasing the RECs that the system generates on an ongoing 20-year basis. I don't know how we can afford, not if we have the money, to not include the photovoltaic system now, because I think everybody understands that if you don't put it in at the beginning, you frequently don't put it in at all. And we have an opportunity to be one of the very few net zero schools, not net zero ready, which there are a few, but net zero schools. And we have the roof, we have the conduits going in, we have a lot of the prep work, we have the electrical equipment being sized properly so that we can attach it directly to the bus. And so we might be able to get closer to $2 a watt because all that work was done as part of the contract with whoever the electrical supplier is. And I just think we should really think this thing through and make sure that if the money is there, that we consider this option. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. We'll look at all the options, and I think I agree. It'd be very exciting to try to get this into a true net zero school. I'm sure the town, we just have to go through the list of bid alternates. And as I said, Peggy, depending on the budgeting on the, if you recall, the Board of Selectmen moved money over from the high school to this project with the caveat that, they'd get a last look. If they needed that money back before we picked some of the alternates, that they would have that opportunity. So I'm going to touch base with Peggy now that it looks like we're going to be on the good. Well, depending what happens on Wednesday, if we are in the plus, we can consider it as a list of alternatives. So,
well, I think the Board of Ed.
I mean, alternative, we could do a PPA. I mean, it wouldn't say we.
I don't think that has any value anymore, Graham. When you consider
when you get the 30%, well, if you get the direct money, yeah.
I mean, there's so much money coming back between the NRES program and the IRA that I just honestly don't think it makes any sense. When you consider that you may have 20 years of zero utility costs on this building, it's all electric. So if you knock off the electric bill, that's gonna, that's so much money. It's so much money that can be used for other purposes within the Board of Ed. Why would we consider not doing that? And it's like with the library, we own that system. We get all the benefits of that system. We have a negative utility cost if you add up all the stuff. Just doesn't make any sense.
Right. Let's hope we continue to see good bids on Wednesday and we can have further discussion. So,
okay. Made
but
my pitch.
I knew
you knew it was coming.
I knew you were thinking that as soon as I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Woody.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't.
Oh, I know.
I think Seth had a comment too.
Yeah. You have a comment, Ted?
Sorry, I posted it to the chat. I just wanted to remind folks that there's also the matter of demolishing Ryerson, and going to find the money for that somewhere as well. So,
yes, exactly, and that's one of the consultants we put on hold, but that'll be one of the consultants I think we'll probably be hiring for the environmental scope. Well, let's hope we continue good effort. So yeah, again, thanks everybody for the Gilbane and the architects team and Adam for hopefully getting us in a place where we want to be, and we'll have these problems to bring up. Hopefully we won't be adding things back in like on the library, Woody. That was that was more painful than it should have been. Got it. Any other questions for the team? So 4A, did you cover 4A, Adam? I assume the update on phase 2 bidding. Is there anything you want to add on that? Or?
Nope, that's all kind of covered in the mix. So I think we're good on 4.
Got it. Moving on to number 5, review of invoice packet.
Very extensive packet this evening with exactly one invoice from Colliers Project Leaders for $49.89.40 for our past month.
Got it. I assume this was for Chuck in your absence.
Yes, that's all his doing.
Got it. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Oh, sure. Quiet group today.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve that invoice.
Do I have a second?
$49.89.40.
I'll second.
George beat you to it, Sharon. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Moving on to number 6, public comment. Do we have any other public comment?
No.
Moving on to number 7, remarks. Anyone else have anything to bring up? I know it's been a while since we met. Anyone, hearing none, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn? Sharon, got it?
I'll
Second?
second that.
George seconded again. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody. It's great. Good seeing everyone again. And we may have to have a special meeting, but we'll figure that out in the interim at some point.
Yeah, I'll be sending out emails. We'll go from
Got
there.
it.
With that.
Okay, so far so good. Again.